Hello and welcome back. This is Amanda from Hookemcreations. I am so glad you are here. I know things are a little different this time around, only because I need my computer for this video. Today we're going to talk about some Christmas gifts that are great for knitters and crocheters. I have a whole list over on my Amazon storefront. You can go check it out, but I'm going to show you what it is here. There are some items that are not listed on my Amazon storefront, but they're listed on other websites, so I'm going to show you which websites and where to find them. Everything will be linked down in the description box below, but in the meantime, let's get down to it. Once you see everything, it's going to list more than 20, but that's because I'm showing you options. You see, I decided to give you some options to look at, but generally there are 20 ideas for you. So let's take a look. All right, let's start with Amazon here. Again, this is all listed down in the description box below, but here is the list I have for Amazon. For Amazon, I do earn a small commission if you buy something from this list or any items that I recommend through my Amazon storefront. But the other websites that I will be sharing, I do not earn any commissions. So, and also, most of the products that you see here are items that I personally use on a day-to-day basis as a knitter and crocheter, or something close and similar to it. So let's take a look. So first on my list is obviously a craft cart over here in this corner. I do not have this brand specifically, but I do have one very similar to this style I got from Michaels because of the color. I mean, yeah. That's the reason why I got it from Michaels, is because of the color. And yeah, so this one here is a great cart, and it allows the crafters, knitters and crocheters to organize their stuff and be able to wheel it from one place to another. And it's a great item to have in general as a knitter and crocheter who loves to find their comfy, cozy spot, and it changes on a daily basis. Next up, I have a yarn winder. I have two different kinds here. The one in the blue is the one that I have, or something very close to it, because mine is so old that I don't think the link is available anymore. But the one over here, the green one, the Stanwood, is what this blue one is based off of. And many crocheters and knitters love this brand. However, if you look at the price tag, it is a little heftier. So that's why I also threw in this blue one here. It works just the same as the Stanwood. Obviously, there are some things like quality between the two that's a little bit better. But a ball winder is a fantastic gift. It helps organize and clean up their craft rooms and make sure there's no yarn tangled up everywhere. And it just makes everything nice and clean and pretty. And me personally, I find satisfaction after a project when I ball up the yarn that I am done using, and I just know it is done and put everything away. I have a basket behind me of yarn that I still need to ball up, but this is a great tool and a great gift. I even gifted this to a friend of mine. I gifted a ball winder to a friend of mine, and she absolutely loves it. So definitely look into that if your crafter does not have this. The next up I have on my list is this hand massage machine, and I use this on a regular basis because I am currently in the Pacific Northwest where it's cold and wet and dreary, and my hands get cramped up. They've been getting cramped up a lot more lately, and this is a great gift to keep those hands nice and warm and to release some tension in your hands, especially in the winter time. Great gift. I highly recommend it. Next up is a yarn bowl. This particular one, this wooden one here with the multicolors, is one that I personally have, and I absolutely love it. But there are other options. If you scroll up here, I have some other options here. Some with an actual lid, some of them with cute little sayings. Some of them are cute little animals. And like, I love this one, the I crochet so I don't choke people, save a life, send yarn. And they also have one for knitting. And a question asked where while I'm counting stitches will be answered with louder counting. And I mean, there's some really cute ones, and I do recommend a yarn bowl of some kind. Like this one's a box. It literally is a box. But if you are like a woodworker yourself, then I recommend, if you can do this kind of stuff and make one for your crafter, I recommend it. The lids are nice if you have animals who, such as cats, who like to try and grab at the yarn. That lid will kind of prevent them, or at least you hope it would prevent them. So definitely go check it out if you can. But a yarn bowl is a pretty nice gift. It keeps the yarn contained, especially if it is wrapped up in an actual physical ball, sphere ball, and not the cake yarn. The next up, I have blocking boards and peg boards. I have both the blocking mats right up here, the foam mats here, and the peg board here. I love them both. I will say for blocking mats, I'm not going to lie, I think it's cheaper to go to Costco or go to Sam's Club and get those big, ginormous gym mats, like for at home, or play mats for kids and such, the puzzle pieces. There are solid, huge squares. Get those. I have like 2 sets of them in my house, and they are large enough to block on for the larger projects or the sweaters and things like that. So, I mean, it's a foam board. It works. The only thing you would need to get is the blocking pins, or sewing pins is what we use for blocking things out. Now, if your crafter is a granny square crocheter, then I do recommend the blocking board, the peg board, because then it holds the granny squares and you can just stack them on top while they are crocheting these squares. It makes it a lot easier when they're already there and blocked, ready to go once everything is said and done. With that, I will say, if you do want to get these blocking boards, I do recommend putting a steamer, which is also on my list. A steamer is great to have with the blocking boards, because some material such as acrylic blocks better with steam. Depending on the wool, some steam is okay. Like if you do the superwash wool, then it's okay, but you gotta know your fibers and materials. But if they are big into working with acrylic, then get them a steamer, and it helps with the blocking process. By far, it helps a lot. Next on my list is a knitting or crocheting bag. This is the Lotus bag that I personally have, and I even gifted a bag, this brand, a bag, to my sister. My sister is a big time crocheting blanket person. She loves to crochet blankets, and this bag was big enough to fit her crocheting blanket projects. I mean, it is huge. It is great to travel with. I'm able to go through TSA with this bag. It fits underneath the seat as a personal item. It just, all in all, it is a great bag. I can't say enough about this bag. You've heard me in other videos about this bag. I love it so much. Love it. It's such a great bag. Also, if you are considering the ball winder, I recommend a Swift to go with it. This Swift is one I personally have. It's called a tabletop Amish Swift. It's a great Swift, and it can be taken apart and put away and doesn't take up much space. Another Swift that I recommend is the Knit Picks Yarn Swift. And there are some with like little hand cranks at the top of it, which, I mean, it does help with the hand crank, especially if you are going from skein to Swift to ball, then I would recommend it. But yeah, if you're looking for more of that umbrella type Swift, then I do recommend something like the Knit Picks here, because the only thing about the difference between the wood and the plastic ones is that some skeins are going to be really, really big and some are going to be small. The plastic ones will not be as big. That's the reason why I got this tabletop Swift here. And it holds the larger skeins nicely, and it was also affordable. I think I got it for like around $30. Next on my list, I have hooks and needles. Hooks and needles. There are many, many, many brands when it comes to crochet hooks and knitting needles. And you can ask your crafter what their preferred brand is, so you can make sure you can find the right kind. But if they are still new, they're brand new to all this, then you've come to the right person. Now, as a beginner, I do recommend, like if you're going into the ergonomic handled crochet hooks, there are a few different brands that I do recommend. The first one being the Clover Amore crochet hooks. They are fantastic. They hold nicely in your hands. They're nice and smooth. It's smooth like butter when crocheting with these hooks. But as you can see the price tag here, it can be a little hefty, though that's a lot better than it was a few months ago. I'm not going to lie. It was like up near $80 a few months ago. And you can find this set at Joann's. If you have like a 50% off coupon for Joann's, then you can use that on that product right there. Or like I went on a 60% off coupon day and got my Clover set from Joann's, and it was perfect. Had no problems with it. Next on the crochet hook list, I'm going to move you from Amazon real quick, and we're going to go to crochet.com. We crochet. And this set, it's a nice combination between the inline and the tapered crochet hooks. It's a very nice balance between the two, and it's actually affordable. It's $30, and they are super cute. They are a lot of fun, and they're a great set. They're my travel set. I keep those in my Lotus bag. So they're a great set to have. Personally, if you are still a beginner and don't have a whole lot of money, this is a great set to have, honestly. The next big name, I personally do not own any of these crochet hooks, but I've heard so many raving great reviews about these crochet hooks, and that's the Furls. The Furls crochet hooks are absolutely beautiful, stunning crochet hooks, inline crochet hooks, and some are made of wood, some are made of acrylic, and they used to have a line, and I have yet to see them come back. I'm waiting for the day for them to come back with these crochet hooks. And let's see if here's what they look like. These are what they call the Misfits. These are called the Odyssey crochet hooks. And apparently they had a line of Misfits. Okay, so they have been discontinued. Oh, dang. So they no longer have the Odyssey. That's a shame, because they were considered some of the best crochet hooks ever. That's a shame. That's a shame. That's sad. That's very sad. But the brand still continues, and the crochet hooks that they have online is amazing and beautiful. And I am like, these are all beautiful. I'm a Virgo, so I would go for the Virgo. These are beautiful, none other. And I also personally love the hooks, the wood hooks, because my husband does wood turning, and he makes me wooden handled crochet hooks from time to time. So yeah, I definitely, if you have the money and are willing to do a little bit more of the expensive hooks like the Furls, then go for it. And by the way, that's the price for one crochet hook, not multiple. If you can, Clover Amore, Dots crochet hooks, or Furls is what I recommend. If you're going for those ergonomic, really nice crochet hooks. But now we're going to move on to knitting needles real quick. I got some listed here. 3 brands that I recommend: Knitter's Pride, Knit Picks, and Chiago. Chiago is an American-made brand. I'm not sure about Knit Picks and Knitter's Pride, but if you want American-made, Chiago is your brand. I really like the twist red lace, or just the red lace in general. They are amazing knitting needles. They're metal knitting needles, and they're very comfortable to work with. I'm using them for a knitting project right now. I've been knitting with them for some hats lately, and they are so comfortable, and the cables don't get all twisted and things like that. And obviously, depending on what kind of knitting needles your knitter is looking for, there's double pointed knitting needles, there's straight knitting needles, and then there is the cable needles. I only have the cable needles listed here, but depending on what kind of knitting needles they're looking for and possibly needing, the list can go on. And also there are double pointed knitting needles with the flex middles as well. Definitely take a look into that. But I would also talk to your crafter, try and be sneaky about it if you can. Maybe not, I don't know. But those are the brands I recommend. Next on my list are the knitting machines. These are the two that I have. I have the Addy King Size and the Express knitting machine, and they are fantastic. They're fun gifts. Especially for the crafters who don't know how to knit. So if you're into crocheting, but you want something that is knitted, then I recommend these circular knitting machines because they're a lot of fun to create with, easy gifts to make. And I'm going to be using them again this holiday season for Christmas gifts because they're fast and easy and everyone loves them. Next on my list is a neck light. Now, depending on like the lighting in your house, I have like a dark corner in my house where the neck light would be helpful, but I don't always use it. So yeah, but also neck lights are very nice to help with seeing stitches with the darker yarns such as black. We all have a thing against black yarn, just don't ask me why. It's so hard to see with it. Next on my list is a nice cozy chair. Depending on the space, living arrangement of your house or their little craft corner, whether they have a craft room or not, getting a nice chair for that space helps crafters get a lot done, actually. Finding that nice cozy space. I have a gamer's chair. My husband got this for me because the office chair that I had was not as comfortable as this one. This one has a lumbar pillow, which I like, but it's a lot of fun, and I can actually sit in this chair for hours and not feel in pain at all. So finding yourself a nice chair. These are some nice cozy chairs I've seen other crocheters use. This one, the recliner chair, I thought that was like cool looking. So maybe I should convince my husband to give me that chair. I don't know. He might steal it. Knowing him, he would, because it has, yeah, he would steal it. We'd be fighting over that chair. Anyhow, finding a chair that helps create that cozy space for them to crochet and knit would make the world of a difference. Definitely talk about like what's their comfort need. Like for my mom, she's a crocheter. She likes to have a love seat because she likes to sit next to my dad while crocheting and such. See what they need as far as like a nice cozy seat goes. Next on my list is books. Whether it's a knitting book, a crocheting book, spinning, fiber, dyeing, what have you. These are all books I highly recommend. They're stitch dictionaries. I have one on crocheting. I have one on knitting. I have multiple different books. Now, it doesn't have to be knitting and crocheting books related. I personally have gotten myself back into reading, and it has passed the time away for the last few weeks. I have barely been focusing on TV, which is really strange for me because I do enjoy a good TV show, but lately I haven't been interested in any TV shows, just the books. And I do recommend, if you're going to do book buying for your fiber artist, I recommend doing the Kindle books with the audiobooks. You can do that with some of the books that are released on Amazon through the Amazon Kindle. Buy the book with the audiobook, and it's called immersive reading. So you can listen and read at the same time, and you don't have to work as hard. and I personally love it, but I also have a learning disability, so those kinds of things help me out a lot. Next on my list is the tripod ring light, the selfie ring light. I love my ring light. I've had it for the last 2-3 years now, and it's still going strong. I still haven't had to change my ring light. You can see it in the background there, but it's a great light. And also, not only does it help to be a tripod, but it also helps giving my space a lot more light when I'm working at nighttime, because my house is ridiculous. All right, next on my list is the headphones. I am wearing these headphones right now. I just got them and I absolutely love them. They're a great set, great pair, and I love them. Uh-oh, my kid's coming loose, so I gotta hurry this up. Next on my list is storage. I have multiple items for storage here. I do have another of the storage, drawer parts here. It's basically a hardware cabinet, but I use it for storing my crochet hooks, my safety eyes, other craft notions, tape measures, stitch markers, you name it. That's where all my stuff goes, and it sits on my desk, and it's there for me when I need it. Hi. Can mommy finish this up? Can you go back upstairs? Or you can just sit there. Okay. We're just going to pretend he's not there. Next on my list are pillows. I found this pillow. I thought it was a cool looking pillow. I don't know. Maybe somebody would like that. We'll see. But the other pillow I saw was this gaming pillow. Honestly, I do have feelings about those kinds of pillows, the gaming pillow. Honestly, you could just get a regular pillow and set it on your lap, but it looks like, to me, it looks like one of the breastfeeding pillows that I used when I was breastfeeding my kids. I said it. Okay. Next up on my list is stitch markers. And honestly, these stitch markers are really, really cute. I'm not going to lie. They are super cute. But you can personalize those stitch markers by heading over to Etsy, where they have some really cute personalized stitch markers. Like, look how simple and cute these are. Like, oh my gosh, they are so stinking cute and beautiful. There's so many different types here. Like, if you're into Winnie the Pooh, there's some Winnie the Pooh ones and things like that, things of that sort. And while you are at Etsy, one of the things I do recommend, if your person is into making things for knitting and crocheting, such as hats and such, getting their own personal labels, leather labels here. I do this all the time. It's a lot of fun, and I use Etsy all the time. So here is the shop that I go to for my leather tags, and she is fantastic to work with. So if you have a specific logo, you can always email them and ask them about their if they can do all the do the logo or not. Like, she has a bunch of other things, but the leather garment tags are the things that I usually go for, and they are very well detailed on how you can choose and what you want on it, and color options, and they go into great detail on how to order through them. So definitely check them out. Shop and Taglio is where I go for my personal leather tags. Next on my list, real quickly, this is an item that is not on Amazon. It is called the Twister. The Twister is a yarn holder for on the go. So if you have a single ball of yarn that you want to take with you on the road or on a walk, this is the type of tool that you would want. And personally, I'm asking my husband for this for Christmas. I keep dropping hints non-stop, and it's very nice, light and easy. It is metal, and it's so simple. Like, you just put your ball of yarn on it and you click it at the bottom, and it stays right there and has a nice light loop on to put on your arm or hang it up anywhere you want, and it won't get all tangled up or roll away or get stuck in a bag somewhere. The only downside about this product, it is based in Sweden. If you want to get this for your crafter, your knitter or crocheter, then you do need to order it soon, so that way you can get it in time for the holidays. So definitely go check that out. And last but not least, something that's not listed here is obviously a shopping trip to their favorite yarn store, whether it be a big box store such as Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or even Walmart for all I care, or even a local yarn store. Last year, my mom took me to the local yarn store in Valparaiso, Indiana. That's where I'm from. That's where I got started with the Comfort Fade Cardi and learned about the Comfort Fade Cardi, and I even bought all the yarn needed for that, and I will be sharing that in one of my upcoming episodes here in a few weeks. Actually, it's going to be after Thanksgiving. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell, get notified of when the next video comes out. Who knows, it could be a surprise video. You never know. Also, while you're at it, be sure to like this video. I didn't list every gift out there in the world, but if there's a gift that I missed and you think that the non-crafters should know about it, drop it in the comments below. If you want to support my channel other than through Amazon, be sure to buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description box below. And until next time, happy crafting.